For today's video, I thought it'd be best to share from my own personal experience some tips or advice when it comes to luxury shopping. So you don't fall into any of those luxury traps or have any buyer's remorse or regrets because, luxury is not cheap, honey. So if you want to know my tips or advice when it comes to luxury shopping, then you definitely need to stay tuned. Hi, and welcome to my channel, Simply Fabuluxe, where I like to talk about luxury goods, items, a little bit of lifestyle, and then I try to impart any wisdom or knowledge, just tips and advice that I've learned to share with you. Okay, so before we get into today's video, because I know you came here for the tips, you want to know how to buy smarter, how to avoid the pitfalls when it comes to luxury shopping. All right, we're gonna get into that. But before we do, let's just get some housekeeping out the way. Go ahead and thumbs up this video. Yes, go ahead and like it. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and then hit that notification bell so you can stay informed when I drop a new video, because I drop a video every week, okay? All right, so let's get into today's video. Okay, so for today's video, I have let's say 5 tips. I might throw in a bonus at the end. Let's just see how this goes. All right, so just tips or advice that I've learned from my own personal shopping experience when it comes to luxury buying, okay? To, I guess, avoid any buyer's remorse, regrets, because I'm not gonna lie to you. I have bought some luxury items and goods that I'm like, why did I buy that? Like, that's a lot of money. Why did I do it? And I have like buyer's remorse or I regret buying it. So yes, I'm definitely gonna give you some tips and advice so that does not happen to you, so you can avoid that, especially if you're a person who's like, I like to learn from other people's mistakes. I don't need to like fumble and make all these mistakes. If someone can just tell me like all the traps to avoid, thank you. Thank you, because that's how I am. So that's what I'm going to share with you. If I knew some of this stuff before, yeah, I might have not made some of the purchases that I made and saved me some coins and used that for a future purchase that I really would like, where I wouldn't have any remorse or regrets. I wrote all of this down so I can make sure that I gave you the best tips or advice that I know, especially when it comes to like, even if you're a first time buyer with luxury, there's some things that maybe you just don't know or didn't really think about. You're just excited that like, hey, I have the money finally to get this item that I've been saving up for. Whatever it is, you have been working and saving your butt off for this item, and now you want to buy it, but you want to make sure that when you buy it, there's no remorse, there's no regrets, because you're letting go of a lot of money for something. So that's the tips and advice I'm giving today. Again, I'm gonna look at my phone. I wrote some of them down that I want to share with you, and we're gonna go from there. So number 1, get my phone out. I write everything down on my phone. It helps me stay organized and tracked that way. First one, and it almost seems like it's a given, but sometimes it's not a given. Trust me on this, okay? Trust me on this number 1 tip, or I guess they're not all like in order or ranking or anything from these tips, but these are all important, and I just felt like this was the one that really stood out to me because it could have saved me some money. Tip number 1 is to make sure it's comfortable. Yes, make sure whatever you're buying, whether it's shoes or clothing or jewelry, make sure it is comfortable, because I have fallen in the trap for all 3 of these when it comes to shoes, when it comes to clothing, when it comes to jewelry. Yes, that is not comfortable. And I'm like, why didn't I? Now I'm not even gonna wear it. So I just spent like so much money on this and I'm not wearing it anymore, because the main reason is because it's not comfortable to wear or comfortable to use. Yes, that's a big thing. For example, for me, I have a pair of shoes, and I know me. I know like if it's uncomfortable, I'm not gonna wear it. And the funny thing is, I felt like I did my due diligence, but people were just, I guess, lying to me, or maybe, I can't even say that they were lying, because, sometimes some things are comfortable for other people that are not comfortable for others. And, we're not all made the same way, especially when it comes to shoes. So it's not fair to say that the person who I asked, even though I asked a few people, This was so funny. I've asked a few people and they all told me like, oh yeah. Actually, some people did say, you know what, the first time I wore it, it wasn't that comfortable. I had to break it in, but like after I broke it in, you know, it was good to go. And I should have, right there, that's where I should have been like, break it in. Because I'm not a person who wants to break in anything. I want it to be comfortable from the get-go. Someone said it took them a year, I'll never forget this, for them to break in the shoe until it became comfortable to wear. And I'm thinking like, did you really break it in, or did it break you in? Did you start getting calluses where like now you don't feel the pain? I don't know. But anyways, so the shoe that I'm talking about, just to be like very transparent and honest, not that it's a bad shoe. I know people love this shoe, and I have shared this before in one of my videos in regards to like my best and my worst purchases, and that is the Oran sandals. Yes, the Oran sandals from Hermes. I do not find them comfortable. That's just, again, one of my personal tips and advice that I definitely want to share to anyone, to make sure that when you buy something that it is comfortable, okay? It will save you money. It will save you from having buyer's remorse or regrets from buying that purchase. So my next tip or advice, this is number 2 by the way, is to buy what you like. Yes, I know that sounds like, that seems a given. No, it's not a given, but this is very common, especially for people that I know when it comes to, you know, their Hermes journey. And the thing is, if you have a really good Hermes sales associate and they talk to you, especially if you're like, you know, you're desiring one of their highly coveted bags, they'll say, yeah, you know, we really encourage you to buy what you like. Or at least a good essay, I would say, will recommend buy what you like. Do not buy what you don't like. So, I mean, that's just an example, but I mean, just really for any brand, buy what you like. You should never buy what you don't like. You should always say no. It's okay. It's okay to say no. All right, that's just like my best advice. Do not buy what you don't like. I promise you, it will save you not only having buyer's remorse or regrets, but then when you start buying other things, you'll know like, okay, this is what I like, what I don't like. It gets even harder for like salespeople who are like really good at their jobs to kind of like put something on you. Just buy what you like. That is my tip and advice. So coming off of, you know, tip number 2, we're going into tip number 3, and it is buy what fits your style, your aesthetic, and buck against the trend if that's it. So let's say something's very trendy, maybe, you know, I know at one point like super mini skirts were in, like even if it had pockets, the pockets were showing because the skirt was cut up higher than like the pocket laid. Like, if that is not your style, if that is not what you like, don't do it because, well, it is trendy. You know, everyone else is doing it. Like, just don't do it. You're gonna have regrets when it comes to it. And if it's a luxury item, even if you're paying a couple $100s, whatever, you wanna buy something that you really enjoy. And buying items because it's trendy and it's not your style, it's not your aesthetic, again, you're going to have remorse or regret later. Trust me, I have been there before, buying something that I know is not really my style, not my thing, but you know, it's very trendy. Make sure that whatever you do buy is something that you like, that fits with your style, fits with your aesthetic, and you're not buying it because it's trendy, all right? Key takeaway, my key advice, buy it because it fits your personal style and your aesthetic. Tip advice number 4 is buy what you can afford. I mean, this, I don't see how this is controversial. I mean, maybe I'm just a person who likes to, again, buy smarter. I don't believe in going into debt. If you can afford it right now, then definitely buy it now. If you can't, save up for it. And I don't think there's any shame in like, hey, I can afford this, so, you know, I'm just gonna wait. The thing about luxury, because I know there's always a pressure to buy something because it's like, oh, it's part of that season, part of this like specific collection. So that can be a bit hard and tricky to be like, well, I don't want to pass this up because then I'll never get that Chanel bag that's in that beautiful pink color because it's only for this collection. But the thing is, I'm saying is that there's always something else that you're going to like. Yeah, maybe you didn't get that specific bag that you wanted, or clothing item. Trust me, there's always something else down the road that will speak to your style, to your aesthetic, to like your own personal brand. There will be something else. There's always something else. That's just an advice. You know, buy what you can afford. Please, guys, please buy what you can afford. It will save you some regrets down the line, especially when it comes to luxury items and purchases. Tip number 5. Again, this is from just my own personal experiences of just being really elated, happy when you buy something. Like, oh, I've saved all this money. I went to the store, I got it. Just like, that's what I want. Just throw it in the bag. Like, here you go. Here, I'm paying for it. I'm out the door. Okay, that's great and all, but I cannot express enough, because I'm the person who does buy things. Yeah, I'll use it or wear it, and then once I'm using it to the point where it's like, oh, tag has been ripped off, you can't take it back, that's when I notice that there is a slight imperfection, that, you know, the flap is wonky or crooked, or a stitching is loose, or there's a run. Like, there's so many things that I bought where I'm just like, I did not examine it. So the tip that I have for you is to always examine your items before you buy it. Especially if you're going to a place where, oh yeah, I want this bag, you know, give it to me, or this top or shirt or this, you know, clothing item. Examine it, especially if it's going to be something that's like right off of the floor. Examine it before they put it in the bag. Like, please examine it. I don't like to buy things off the floor if I can, just because I've seen, okay, when it comes to clothing, there's like makeup in it, and it's one of those pieces where it has to be dry cleaned, and I'm like, that's not fair. This person got makeup on it, and I paid full price for it. So like, it wasn't like I got a discount for it. It wasn't like they cleaned it for me. So if I take it back now, the tag ripped off, it looks like I got the makeup on it, and I'm asking them to clean it, and I was like, no. When I bought it and got it home and saw this, yeah, weeks later, sometimes there are places that are really nice. They still value you as a customer and will still, like, it doesn't matter, it's been, you know, past the return window or exchange window, they'll work with you. But some people are very strict about the return policy. So that's why I say really examine what you get, no matter what it is. When it's jewelry, because sometimes jewelry can be like already scratched, you know, maybe because people were trying it on and they're like, okay, we'll just wrap it up and give it to you. And then you're like, wait, this has been scratched. Like, this is bad. I don't want this. So just like, look at it. Because normally they can usually clean it for you, or whether it's clothes, jewelry, shoes, especially if it's like the last one, like this is the last one we have, they'll find like a way to clean it for you, or they'll like, okay, we have another one in back stock, or maybe I can get something from another store for you. But like, there's usually kind of remedies or solutions, maybe even a discount. I mean, sometimes that happens in luxury shopping, sometimes it doesn't. They'll at least try to find a solution for you. I can't stress enough to examine your items before you actually like walk out the store. And even if you walk out the store and you didn't examine it, maybe you're in a rush, within that, you know, return window, exchange window, store credit window, examine your purchase. So like, yeah, maybe you got it home and you weren't gonna wear it that day or that week or that month, but you finally got it and you're excited and you just kind of put it in the closet until it's like, it's time for you to wear it or use it. I cannot say enough, just to go ahead and like, once you get home, once you have time, whether it's like a 14-day return window or 7-day, before that window closes, look at the item, inspect it, make sure it's fine, make sure there's no scratches, no runs, no tears, no holes, no like bad craftsmanship. Just do that. It will save you not only like, again, regrets or just even like a bad taste in your mouth of that company, because it's like, why would they sell this to me? I'm sure they would have saw it and maybe they didn't see it. Please examine your items before you check out, or at least when you get home, within that, you know, return, exchange, store credit window. I did say I had a bonus item. I didn't want this video to get too long. The last tip, like a bonus tip, so like tip number 6 would be, it's called the 48-hour rule. And the 48-hour rule is to, again, what it says, wait 48 hours before you buy something, especially if it's something that's high price. And I know people like to try to pressure you, especially something that you're like, you know, I'm thinking about it. I think I like it. I don't know. Especially for me, I need time to think. Even if I've been saving up for it and I still want it, when I started saving up for it, it could have been like a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and now I can finally buy it or finally get it. I still need to think, like, is this something that I want? You're shopping and you're like, you know what, I think I'm ready to buy this. Let's make sure you took like 2 days before you bought it, or if you're at the store and you're like, oh, this is nice, and you know, you get a sales associate who does like this phenomenal job of like selling you on this item. Wait 48 hours. Again, this is my own personal advice, my own, you know, tips when it comes to luxury shopping from my own experiences, that tips that I really would have loved to have when it came to buying luxury in the beginning. You know what? Leave a comment below. Let me know what are some of your tips or advice that you would like to share to other people, or even share with me. Let me know. Leave a comment below. Let our community know, our Fab family, and I want to say thank you. Thank you for watching this video all the way through, and I hope you went ahead and just hit that thumbs up button. If not, it's time to do it now. Hit the thumbs up button because you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and then hit the notification bell so you can stay informed when I drop a new video. Thank you so much for watching, and I cannot wait to see you in the next video. Bye.